I've had so many people ask me about my hair. Well, guess what we're doing today? So I don't have the setup to be able to like be in my bathroom and show you guys how I actually style it, but I'm just gonna kind of talk you through it because it's so easy. It's like I said this a million times to people who have asked me to make this video. It's so boring. It's going to be so boring, but I understand why you would want to see it. So we're just gonna jump right into it. So I've had a lot of people ask me how I got the confidence to cut my hair. It can be really scary, especially if you have really, really long hair and you want to do something drastic and like chop it all off. I have always had short hair pretty much my whole life. I had like an angled bob for a while, but it was always pretty short. And I wanted to cut my hair this short for years before I finally did. And I just decided that I just was gonna do it. I thought it was gonna look good. I knew it was gonna look good. I think it's important to have a haircut that actually works with the shape of your face. I tell people all the time, I don't look good with long hair. My hair is really fine, so it doesn't really like work with that sort of a style. This is the only thing that looks good, honestly. Once I cut it off, I knew I would never go back. Like I will always have short hair for the rest of my life because I love it. Just make sure whatever cut you're going for is really going to flatter the shape of your face. Talk to your hairstylist, check out pictures, just be cautious. But I would say if you want to chop your hair, do it. All right, so first I just want to talk about the cut. I've been through a few different stages of it really, really short. I feel like every time I get it cut, it looks different and I pretty much always like it. If you want to get a pixie cut, but you don't know exactly what to ask for, I'm gonna tell you what I ask for. It's gone through some trial and error, but I finally figured out exactly what to say. So the way I like my hair to be is I like to create a lot of volume here and into the back of my head. So I like to have a little bit of length, but I need some layering and some texturizing happening there because my hair is really fine. The longer it is, the harder it is to get any volume. So I need to have I need it to be short, but I need to have enough length to be able to push it up. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. So whenever I go in, I always ask them to keep it, if they're gonna go too short, to keep it short on the sides, keep it really clean around the ears and keep it nice and short and clean in the back. And then I always say, if you're gonna leave length anywhere, I like it to be in the front. If I'm gonna have length, I want it in the front. This is weird, I don't know anything about hair, so talking about it is I don't know if any of this is gonna make sense. Okay, so that's always what I ask for when I go in and get it cut. And don't be afraid to be kind of nitpicky. I think the best thing to say is let them know, obviously bring pictures, but let them know to keep it kind of long. And then that way you can kind of you can look at it and see where you wanna go up, you know? Because I usually have them do it a little bit longer and then I always end up having them cut the back and the sides really, really short, but I usually keep the front. Okay, so as for styling my hair, this is where it gets really boring because I don't do anything special at all. My hair is extremely fine, so I only get volume when it's this short. If it's a little bit longer than this, I have to jump through so many hoops to get it to look the way I want. But when it's this short, I just throw some product in it. When it's wet, I blow dry it, done. So the first thing that I want to talk about is this leave-in treatment from PRAVANA. It's 100% vegan, 100% gluten-free. I didn't know that they used gluten in hair products. So it's just supposed to keep your hair hydrated, which is great. I live in LA and it's cold right now. Obviously it's winter now. It's dry. So I like to keep my hair nice and hydrated because sometimes when I blow dry it, it just ends up looking, I don't know, a little staticky, kind of frizzy. My hair doesn't get frizzy, but you know what I mean. You shake it up and then you just spray it in your hair when it's damp. And then you just, add whatever products you want to afterwards. Any sort of leave-in conditioner is perfect. You don't need a lot, you just use a tiny amount, but I like this because it doesn't make my hair feel heavy. Another product I started using to keep my hair looking healthy and shiny is, okay, I don't know how to say this brand. SUA VECITA? I have no idea. This is the Argan Silkening Serum. It's very, very lightweight. That's the problem that I found with a lot of serums having such fine hair is they're just really, really heavy. It smells so good. So if you're interested in trying a serum, the best thing to do is put it in your hair when it's damp. If you're putting it on your hair when it's dry, so it's soaking up any moisture that you put on it. So it's going to, you're gonna have to use a lot of it to cover your whole head. And if you cover your whole, you'll just look crazy because it's just going to soak it all up and then it's gonna look oily. So putting a pump or two in your hands when your hair is damp and just running it through, that's perfect. It disperses evenly and it won't look super heavy or oily. Okay, so after I've used the leave-in treatment or the serum, then I'll go in with some mousse. This is just some volumizing mousse. This says extra firm control. It's TRESEMME, it's not fancy. I have been meaning to get a better mousse for a really long time. but this is like at Target and I just pick it up. I focus it in the front and then to like here, but mostly like kind of in this mohawk section. Like I don't really go on the sides very much because otherwise my hair will like puff out on the sides. Okay, so then I just blow dry it. But this is just CONAIR. I think I got it at like Ulta or Target or something. It's not fancy. I don't have any attachments for it. I just blow dry it and like run my hands through it. No joke. Sometimes I'll like lift the root a little bit. That's it. I don't even use a brush. Like I just run my hands and then I just make sure that I like keep the sides down so that they don't poof out because that can't happen. I like to use a little bit of this stuff. It's from REDKEN and it's called Powder Grip 03. This is a texturizing, it says a mattifying hair powder. It just comes in like a little, it's just got like a little hole right there and you just kind of like sprinkle the tiniest amount on your roots. It just helps create texture. So you just kind of like run your fingers through it and it just poofs your hair up. And the nice thing about it is you put a little bit of this in your hair, like in the areas that you want volume. Throughout the day, if your hair starts to fall flat, you just kind of like rough it up again and it's like back. It's so good. I love this because I hate using hairsprays because they just make your hair look like crunchy and gross. So this is a perfect way to get like the volume where you need it, but it's still movable. Like your hair is still gonna move. It's not gonna look like it's like a helmet. All right, so next up is like styling pastes. I always wanted to use them, but they kind of freaked me out because I didn't really know how to use them and not make my hair look heavy or gross. The first one is actually Dove Men. This is the styling paste, Fortifying styling paste, Dove Men. It smells like dudes, but it's just like a nice lightweight texture. I like the ones that are a little bit more creamy, less waxy. And then I just got this one from this brand again, don't know how to say it, SUA VECITA, I think, not sure, but this is just their pomade. Oh, it smells so good. I don't know what that smells like, but it smells so good. Anyway, it kind of looks like a jelly. It's not super thick, but it's not too, I don't know how to describe it, like wet, I guess. Usually what I'll do is just take a tiny bit, like I take the smallest amount, like I'll show you. This much, I'll take literally that much, like it's nothing. And then I'll just kind of like put it on my fingertips and rub it around my fingers. I'll texturize a little bit, just kind of like roughing up my hair. And then sometimes I'll like smooth this down, this area and like sides down. But yeah, I'll start off with that much and then just kind of like build it up. You don't want to go in with too much because it can make your hair look like really oily if you go in with way too much. When my hair is this short, I don't use a brush. Like I said, I just like rough it up with my hands when I blow dry it. But when my hair starts to get a little bit longer, then I have to use a round brush. And I usually just kind of like, in those areas that I talked about, the crown and in the back, in this area, I just kind of like pull up at the root and we'll blow dry it. That's pretty much it. It's like pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so quickly I wanted to mention this mask by Way. This is their treatment mask and I absolutely love it. I'm not like big on, or I used to not be big on masks, but I started doing them recently. And it smells so good, I love it. It's just a treatment mask. You just put it all over your hair and I think you can probably leave it on for as long as you want and then just wash it out. I like to do these and then wash my hair and condition, like do these before I wash my hair. I've just seen an increase in moisture in my hair and it feels softer and it looks healthier. So masks are always good. All right guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped all the people that were asking me for this video. I'm sorry that it wasn't like a full-on tutorial, but I mean, I told you it was gonna be boring, you guys. I told you it was gonna be boring. You don't have to stick to any of those products. There are products out there that are similar, like in the same vein that you can find from any brand. That would be great. Oh, you know what? I didn't talk about shampoo. I did want to mention I use REDKEN. I use like a different kind every single time, but I just use their REDKEN shampoo and conditioner. Oh yeah, that's another thing. If anybody was wondering, I have no color in my hair. I think I have like maybe a couple of these like little extra blonde spots, might be like leftover highlights, but this is all my natural hair color. All right guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Woo, that highlight. Oh, that makes sense. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know if wearing a black jacket with a black background is a good idea. Maybe I should change my jacket. Focus on my finger, I'm flipping you off. Focus on my finger, I'm flipping you off. Anyway, what was I talking about?